We go Southern Mallee Giants, and I'll tell you what, I was in Hopetoun staying for a couple of days while the field days were on, and over at the Hopetoun Community Hotel, a big crowd in there. The Minyat Matoa boys came along, and one of them nearly shirt-fronted me in the hotel. Not in a nasty way or anything. It just we ran into each other and had a great chat, the boys from over that way. But great to talk to some of the folk too, along from the Southern Mallee Giants, and to hear a bit about what's happening at the club. And I'm going to hear a bit more about what's happening too for our next guest. Sammy White joins us. Hey, Sammy, how are you?
Yeah, going well, thanks, Flowman.
Well, I didn't catch you at the field days. Lou and your dad were up there, but you're off getting some driver training on the truck. So can you drive that truck straight now, Sammy?
Yeah, so I spent the last couple of days up in Mildura going for my truck licence. Lucky enough to get the pass, so yeah, happy days, Flowman. Had a bit of trouble back in the B double, but I got there eventually.
Bit of trouble. The boys had a bit of trouble. They almost got trucked off the oval in the end by Ararat after a great 2.5 quarters. You're right in the match, and then they kicked, I think about 7 or 8 goals in a row, and away they went. 15-9-99 to Southern Mallee, 5-6-36 down there. But there's probably some things you take out of this game that are positive.
Yeah, it's one of those games that the score probably didn't reflect how the game actually played out. Like you said, it was pretty close up at till half time. Ararat were maybe a goal or two in front of us, but yeah, we're right in with it. And then playing some good football. Heath Smith was playing well on Tom Mills, and we seemed to we had a couple of good passages where we transitioned it right through. But yeah, unfortunately, the second half was not so good. Our boys got well and truly on top, and yeah, kicked a lot of goals late, which is unfortunate. But yeah, definitely some positives still to take out of it.
Yeah, certainly was. Mills got a lot of those goals late with 5, and Tommy Williamson 4, Matt Spalding with 3. Jack Fisher with a couple, and Luke Marnie, the only multiples at your side. Jackson Fisher had an absolute beauty. Liam Nelson going well. Tyler Lehman winding back the clock, if you don't mind. Angus McSwain and Cole Jack, and also Daniel Garner, Ben Taylor, a star for Ararat on the day. Now, I've just had a look at this, and it was not a great day for the boys in the reserves. Got nailed to 28-11 to no goals, no points. It was not a lot of points in that game for the boys from the SMG.
Yeah, one of those days for me, and you'd like to forget, I think. Yeah, the boys were a bit undermanned. Ararat obviously got a really strong tourist team this year, probably one of the flag favourites, and where the seniors for us are still struggling with injuries, which leaves the tourist boys quite short. And then obviously Ararat's a couple of hours away from Hopetoun, and there's a few that weren't able to get there, and it was just a tough day for the boys. But fortunately this week we've got a few back in, and I reckon things will be a lot different this week.
Well, look, I ran into the boys out the front of the flow stand there. We were live broadcasting at the field days, and look, the fellas said, Flowman, do you know who this absolute star is here? And it was Cooper Morris standing right next to me. And Cooper Morris was absolute starred in the twos on the weekend. He was best player, unbelievable, in a 28-goal loss. Absolutely threw everything out there in front of the coaches. And I've got it on good authority that he put his hand up for a senior game.
Yeah, well, he was definitely around the ball a lot, Flowman. When you're playing centre-half back and the opposition team kicks 28 goals, you got to be around it a fair bit. But, he battled hard all day. Cooper, he chucked his hand up, but unfortunately he didn't get picked.
Yes, he said that if I go with that line on the radio, I don't reckon that Sammy will go with it. So he did tell me, though, that he reckons he's your prototype in the twos for you and the ones. He did actually suggest to me that he had some talent.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, we've both got similar body types, and good running players. So Big Cooper can take a good clunk. Myself, Flowman.
Oh, good stuff. But very well done, Cooper. He's got his moment of glory now on our program. But I hope have the kids a bit of glory here for Ararat 10-5-65, Southern Mallee 4-1-25. The kids were really disappointed. I chatted to a few, and they just were really, really disappointed with this performance.
Yeah, obviously the loss for the 14s is makes it pretty difficult to make finals now because Ararat had that draw earlier in the year, and that gives them sort of that extra 2 points. So, the boys were disappointed after the game because they did go in quite positive, thinking that they were in with a good chance. But unfortunately, Ararat probably played their ground a bit better. It's a really big ground, and they used the width probably a bit better than our boys did.
It was a very good match of football early, but it got out of hand in the second quarter, and then Ararat went away with it with Will Chamings playing well. Jack O'Moore, Ollie Credlin, Jacob Southern, Leith Horman, Finn Shannon and Spencer Williams got the better players. Parker Hallam a couple, Kobe with a Y Hallam, and Ollie Wood. Also, nice play from Ollie. Said I'd mention his name on the radio. He also kicked a goal for the boys. Let's have a look at this week's matches and also down at Beulah. It is the big 2003 Senior Premiership reunion and the 2013 Reserves Premiership reunions at Beulah, and a 70s night. They tell me that they reckon that the two blokes that are going to dress up and dance the night away will be Brad Moore from down there at Beulah and Brownie from out there at Hopetoun. They reckon those two blokes will get the gear on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for me, man, to see those boys dressed up in their 70s gear. There'll be a bit of tonnage on the dance floor, I'd say. Shaking around. So, hopefully there's a few more get along, and it should be a good night.
Great night, of course, and a really important occasion to remember those great Beulah Blues days from 10 and 20 years ago. Let's go to this week's matches, and we have got a round 16 clash. Minyat Matoa play Ararat, and their match, and Minyat Matoa been going really well. Horsham Saints up against Imbulla, I reckon the Saints there, and then Stawell taking on the Warwick Eagles, the Stawell Warriors there. Southern Mallee Giants get nil, and Beulah, your boys have got to step up here. The Nil boys have been having a good purple patch, and they're not to be taken lightly. And, a few players coming back into your side, so you're lifting the ante.
Yeah, absolutely fine, man. Nil have been on a pretty good run the last 3 weeks. They nearly went 3 from 3. Unfortunately, they lost to Stawell by a point the other week, which sort of broke their run. But, they are in some good form. They've definitely improved a lot since last year. So not going to take the game lightly, but lucky for us, we've got a few inclusions this week. The likes of Jake Garvey, Liam Price, Kai Shears, and Ben McGee back up forward again. So it'd be good to have a bit more depth, and I'm pretty confident that if all the boys turn up, we should definitely be able to get a good win. Yeah,
and it's going to start with getting first use of the ball out of the middle, and Jake Garvey is really important to you in that regard. He's the big tall man, and he can get the job done. You've got Liam Price around the ball too, and Luke Marnie is in good form. Kicking goals could become an issue with the I guess the injuries that you've had. Who are you expecting with maybe Ben McGee to crumb a couple? Are we looking at the Webster boys both out of the side still?
Yeah, so Josh, I think he's still out for another week. I think he's going to try and get back next week. But, we are lacking a little bit of height up the forward at the moment. But we're lucky in regards to our midfielders, like some Mickager and Muff, able to push forward, and they're really good above their heads. So they still give us a good option to kick to. Even Tyler Lehman's been playing a fair bit forward the last couple of weeks. And, he's a good target to hit up too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think you'll get the win in the match. The twos, Cooper reckons that if he's not playing ones, that he'll probably give in a starring role again in the twos. Can the boys get a win in the twos, given the fact that Nil are coming into this match and they've been reasonably good in the twos this year? They've at 6th place on the ladder, probably won't play finals, but are well and truly above you blokes who have got just the one win.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a completely different game to last week. Actually, man, I think there's been 8 inclusions to the twos team this week. So I probably couldn't name them all, but the likes of, I think, Declan's gone back down to the 2, Dan Garner's gone down to the 2s. Even the likes of Jack Landrigan, he's come back. He's playing his first game for the year. He's been away travelling this year, so he's played a lot of senior football elsewhere, so he'll be good to have in there. And then there's a few, like Damien Carrier's playing this week. He's coming back for the reunion, so I'm definitely keen to see the boys play this week. I reckon they're in with a good sniff.
Yeah, I tell you what, caught up with Petrol's Auto Electrical and had a bit of a chat. We did, and young Caden going well too, and got young Hutto McCredden playing some good footy, and Jado Cook played some senior footy this year. These lads, Tim Sanford's back, I hear too, which is great. Coming back through the twos. So, and Cooper Morris is in this side, and anything's possible when Cooper Morris is in the side.
Yeah, exactly right. He'll be the general down back, directing traffic. So, No, I'm definitely keen to see this week, Flo, man. I reckon they're going to turn it around from last week. I've said it the last few weeks. Their aim for the rest of the year is just to get one more win. So I reckon this week could definitely be it.
All right, last one. The kids play against Neil. Neil 7th, kids from Ararat 5, kids from Southern Mallee are 6th, I should say. Ararat are in 5th. And that is a chance still for the Southern Mallee. Got to beat Neil. Got to put them away this weekend.
Yeah, exactly right. They I was lucky enough. I got to training on Wednesday night with the 14s, and they're still optimistic. They're still turned up to training, and keen to get the win either this week and next week against Warwick, and then see where the ladder's sitting there. But they're quite confident going into this week. They've trained well, and they're going to rebound back from the Ararat game.
Oh, they certainly are. They were pretty happy, the lads, and they came up across the flow stand there, and great to see the boys out and about at the Speed Mallee Machinery Field Days. And great to find that you got the truck licence, driving at home pretty well here on the Friday night sports show is our regular correspondent from the SMG in Sammy White. Sammy, you have a good weekend.
Cheers, Fly Man.